All right, YouTube, we rolling, we rolling. What's up? I'm just gonna get some people over here on the other platforms. Y'all the first to see this. Let's go, and we should be starting very, very shortly. Cool, we're on the air. What's up, guys and girls? Should you bulk or cut? All right, that's the topic of today's live stream. Should you bulk or should you cut? Why am I bringing this up? Because, well, honestly, I was asked this question today, and I'm actually asked this question quite a bit, right? So I want to give you the answer, but there's not just one answer. There's several answers, and to be honest with you, they're not even related to one or the other when it comes to bulking or cutting. And I'll tell you why in a little bit, okay? But in a moment, we're gonna wait for everybody to join. Give them a couple seconds, give them a couple of minutes. We'll be all together here together on this live stream together to make sure that we can actually get this information to and from each other, one another, a brother or a sister, whatever you want to call it. And you'll have the opportunity to drop questions, to ask questions, any comments, anything of the sort, so that we can actually make sure that we're making the most out of your time here today, this beautiful Monday, on this live stream. Okay? So, give you guys a couple minutes, or you give me a couple minutes, a couple seconds as I invite some people over here on TikTok, as I invite some people over here on Facebook and Instagram. All right. And don't hesitate to let me know how your day is going when you join. All right. So just really quickly, my day is going good, whatever, whatever. Tell me, because we're human beings. I know you're a human being. I want to see. I want to hear you guys. I want to see you girls. I want to know what's up. All right. Just inviting some people over here. And then we will get right into it. I'll give you your answer as opposed to whether or not you should bulk or cut, or actually what I would just recommend you do all together. All right. Just give me a moment and a half as I click away and invite some people over here. All right, as I said, when you join, don't hesitate to let me know how your day is going. Bianca, what's good? She's always showing up. Appreciate you, girl. I'm a little bit low on energy today, but I'm here. I'm going to show up. I'm probably not as hype as you remember, but I'm here, right? So I'm here to teach. I'm here to share and tell, give experience. What's up, Lisa? What's up, cruise ship? Gonna invite some people over here on Insta. Bianca, let me know how's your day going. My day's all right. Just a little bit low on energy, but I'm out here, yo. We are good. We are chilling and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't complain, honestly. Cannot complain. Yeah, yeah. All right, sent a couple of invites there. Let me just do some more. Let me get some more people in the house. Let me get some more people in the house. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right, all right. Almost there, guys and girls. When you join, let me know how your day is going as I invite some people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you whether or not you should bulk or whether or not you should cut, what you should do, what would work best, all that good jazz. You feel me? Okay. And that should be good. Bianca says, my day is going good. Beautiful day. And it's not humid. Thank God. Thank God. Yeah, it's almost fall. It is almost fall. So, get that up. What it is. What's up, Jay? We've been stranger. I feel abandoned. I'm out here, and I'll be seeing you a whole lot more frequently because I'm 3 months away from my show. So that's 12 weeks, and you know the drill. So we're going to be getting our town in one time a week. So you will be seeing me every Friday. Best believe that. All right? So let's dive into it, guys and girls. Let's have that chat. See TikTok, you guys are joining. I love that. See it. And again, before I dive into this, I want you guys and girls to drop any questions or comments at any point in time throughout the live stream. Don't be afraid. You're not going to be interrupting me. I will be going through your comments and questions as I go through the live stream. And then at the end of the live stream, I'll spend some good time to get through it and make sure that I get your question answered. All right, because I want you to actually benefit from this. Okay, so let's talk about it. You know what? We'll do this. We'll talk about bulking. We'll talk about cutting and the pros and cons for bulking and cutting. We'll start with bulking. So I'll be honest with you, there are not a lot of pros when it comes to bulking, like not a lot of good things that come from it, other than things that you might view as good in general. So you want to hit a weight goal. So your goal is, I want to hit, say, for example, 215 pounds or 200 20 pounds. Okay. And that's a number that you want to hit. That's a goal that you want to achieve. That's something that, in your fitness journey, you view as important. So you actually want to hit that number. And when you're bulking, and I'm putting quotations there because we're going to elaborate on what I mean by bulking. When you're bulking, guys and girls, the main goal is to focus on how much size you can put on, right? And a byproduct of that oftentimes is an increase in strength, right? And an increase, in size, of course, right? But an increase in size in what way? Okay, so let's talk about it. When you increase in size as you bulk, whether it's a clean bulk, whether it's a dirty bulk, when you are in a caloric surplus and you're growing, what is it that you're putting onto your body? Okay, whether or not it's a clean bulk, whether or not it's a dirty bulk, when you bulk, when you are in a caloric surplus, your body is putting on an extra amount of tissue, not only just muscle tissue, but fat. And of course, you are going to be able to retain more water with the more tissue that you have on your frame, on your physique. So when you're bulking, essentially, you're growing, yes, but you're also growing fat and water. You're putting that on your frame, you're putting that on your physique. Whenever you're in a caloric surplus, you're putting added fat onto your frame, onto your physique that is unnecessary. Okay, so that's kind of a con. The pro is, yes, you do get stronger. Yes, you do get thicker. You do get bigger, but do you really want to get bigger and thicker with added fat and water, or would you rather get bigger and thicker with actual muscle tissue, right? And this goes for girls as well. I've seen some girls, they hop onto a caloric surplus and they're eating more than they need to eat because they want to grow their booty or they want to grow their thighs or whatever the fucking situation is. However, what they fail to realize is instead of focusing on building lean muscle mass, which is what you really want, that's literally what's going to give you that shape. They focus on bulking in general, then they end up adding fat and they end up adding or retaining water weight simply because they're deciding to bulk in this old-fashioned way. And doing that, again, I'm not trying to insult anybody that takes that approach, but I'm saying it's not as practical, it's not as rewarding as if you were to do what I want to talk about after we talk about bulking and cutting. All right. And some of you guys and girls already might have an idea as to what it is that I might be talking about, because not only have I brought it up before, but it's like a recurring theme, especially now in the fitness industry, that a lot of guys and girls are talking about, called main gating. And we'll get to that in a little bit. All right. So bulking, yeah, you hit the number on the scale, or you get that certain size chest or booty or whatever it is. Like, you're growing, you're putting on tissue, but you're also putting on muscle, yes, but you're also putting on fat and water. And even if you're training, even if you're doing your cardio, all the good stuff, take it from me. I've done it personally, okay, where I had a goal to hit 220 pounds in my off season naturally. I did grow and hit to that point, but when I was there, I was bloated, I was watery. You can barely see any definition. I was stronger, and I did hit that number on the scale, which felt great. But was it really worth it? No. And the reason why is because of what I'm about to talk about right now. Okay, cutting, guys and girls. Bulking, that's one thing. But cutting is a completely opposite thing. So being in a caloric surplus, you're growing, you're putting on that fat, you're putting on that muscle, you're putting on that water weight and retaining it. And cutting, you're getting rid, or you're trying your best, keyword, trying your best to get rid of the fat and water that you've accumulated while you were bulking. Right? So doesn't that kind of seem like counterproductive? Like, let me know. It kind of sounds silly, right? Like, you want to grow muscle, you want to actually like develop your physique, and now you got to try your best to lose some of the stuff that you had to put on your physique to grow. Think about it, it's like your bulking just is not practical for me and my clients. We just don't do that because it's a forced roller coaster. You got to eat a lot, get to that peak, hit that weight goal, get to that strength goal, and then if you want to look shredded again, you got to come down. And it always hurts. You got to come down hard. It hurts simply because your body's now used to metabolizing a lot more calories. Your body's now used to metabolizing, a lot more macros. You're used to eating more. And now you've got to start cutting down all that food you're eating. And that not only will take a toll on your physique or your stomach in terms of like, how you feel, but your mentality as well. You're gonna feel a lot more hungrier as well, just by the some of the hormones that your brain will release. We're not gonna get too deep into that, but you'll feel a lot more hungry than you actually should be, right? Which is going to make it hard for you to actually stick to a cut. So bulking is almost like a cutting. It's like the kryptonite for cutting, because it sets your body up and your metabolism up and everything else, your digestive patterns and systems up for something that honestly long term isn't sustainable. Because when it's time for you to drop that water and fat, unless you're really, really disciplined, which, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, unless you're really, really disciplined, which most people aren't, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to actually cut and hit that new weight goal or conditioning goal or image goal, whatever it is. Get on the stage, whatever it is. Bulking makes cutting more difficult. And on the flip side, cutting makes bulking more difficult as well. Because now, on the flip side, when you got to grow, it's a lot of eating. You're going to feel nauseous all the time. You're going to be bloated all the time. It's going to impact your training simply because the amount of volume, food volume, assuming that you're in a proper surplus when you're bulking, whether it's dirty or clean. Of course, I'd recommend clean if you're going to bulk, but I wouldn't even recommend bulking in general, simply because it's not sustainable. Neither bulking or cutting is sustainable individually. And when I say cutting, I'm not talking about like prepping for a show like a bodybuilder would have to. Like I got to prep for a show, so I'm going to have to essentially cut down on what I'm eating in terms of carbohydrates and things of that sort. That's completely different than cutting coming down from a bulk, right? And the reason why is because, well, let's talk about it. When we were cutting, we were trying to retain as much muscle as possible. We don't want to lose muscle. We want to lose the fat. We want to lose the water. We don't want to lose the muscle, right? So what do? We prioritize things that keep the muscle on our frame. We eat an adequate amount of protein. For me, it's 1 to 1.5 times my body weight, no less than 220 grams protein. Okay, regardless of whether or not I'm bulking or cutting. Bulking, maybe I'm doing two, and this is in the past because I don't bulk like that anymore. But maybe would have done 240, 250 just to get the calories up in conjunction to the carbohydrates. Right? The carbohydrates is what I play with when it comes to bulking or cutting. Again, I do not bulk or cut the old-fashioned way. I stopped that about 2.5 years ago, simply because it's not sustainable when you are coming, up from a cut. You're eating and you're eating and you're eating. You feel sick, and every time you're training, you feel like the food's gonna come out. And then when you're cutting, you're just so fucking hungry all the time that you wish you died. And it's just not fun. It's not sustainable. It's not good for your mental health. And honestly, throws your body off whack. So what I do now is main gaining. And I'm sure you guys and girls have honestly heard about this online by many fitness professionals in the fitness space within the last year or so. And the reason why you're probably hearing this is because, not only are those people going viral, but like it's true. It's fucking true. And take it from me, I've actually implemented this thing. It's better to eat slightly under your caloric maintenance level, like just a little bit under your caloric maintenance level. So in a slight deficit, so that your body stays burning fat, right? But you're not in a deficit deep enough where you're actually really losing a lot of tissue. So that nutrition protocol, calories in, calories out, slightly under your maintenance level is keeping you lean. However, you have an adequate amount of protein, an adequate amount of carbs, and a decent amount of fats that you're consuming in your macros. So your body is now still primed to actually put on muscle tissue as opposed to just holding it. Remember what I was talking about earlier? We want to hold as much muscle as we possibly can when we're cutting. Main gaining allows you to not only hold, but grow muscle as you're cutting. So it's burning muscle or burning fat and growing muscle at the same damn time. All right, I'm going to repeat that for you. Main gaining, or eating slightly under your caloric maintenance level, while making sure you have an adequate protein amount, adequate carbs amount, and adequate fat amount, allows you to burn fat and build muscle at the same time. Right? And guys and girls, don't hesitate to ask questions or drop comments on, any of the platforms that I'm on live today. I will be answering you at the end of the live stream, but I wanted to bring to your attention. I want to bring this to your attention because it's really important that you guys and girls know it, because most of you guys and girls know the old school, traditional, I'm going to bulk, get to this weight, get to this size, get to this strength, and then I'm going to cut down so that I can, show the muscle that I grew under the fat and water, which on paper sounds like, oh, that's the way to do it. That sounds right. But realistically, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to be on a roller coaster of eating too much, eating too little, eating too much. You're better off just being slightly in a deficit when it comes to your maintenance level of calories and forcing your body to grow muscle in that state, which is possible to do because I'm doing it, and not only myself, but my clients are doing it, and all those other fitness, the credible, logical fitness influencers that are out there are saying the same thing because it is true. You do not need to put yourself through so much pain and stress to grow tissue, because if you bulk and you're in a caloric surplus, you're going to put on fat and water. And what's the point of putting on fat and water if you got to cut it off anyway? You're making your journey more difficult for yourself. Because when you have to cut, you're going to be the one suffering, hungry all the time. You're going to be the one that's kind of like regretting getting to that point. And I'll tell you this personally, when I started my fitness journey, and even in bodybuilding, when I would do the bulking and cutting traditionally, I'd always kind of feel like shit once I hit my goal for bulking, because I'd look in the mirror and be like, fuck, man, I missed my shreds. Or damn, like I missed the way I used to look. All that stuff. Simply because it had a negative impact on my mentality when I looked into the mirror, knowing that in order for me to grow, or thinking at the time that in order for me to grow, I need to be bulking. I need to be eating a caloric surplus to grow. But essentially, yes, I'm putting on muscle. But I'm also putting on fat and water that I have to cut off anyway. That I'm going to have to end up suffering inevitably to get that off, and it's going to suck because I'm eating so much, and I finally got used to eating so much, and now it's time to suffer, right? So instead of going through that roller coaster, I stay, keeping it sustainable, slightly under maintenance calories, train as hard as I possibly can, harder than last time. Shout out Greg Doucette, because that's honestly, he's like one of the best at like reiterating this. And he actually motivated me to come to you guys and girls today live to tell you guys this, because it's true. It's better to do like you can eat in the main gaining phase or state for literally the whole entire year, assuming you're not going to be getting ready for a competition or anything like that. And it's fine, because your body will get used to it, acclimated to one certain setting, which can give you that form of consistency, which will allow you to grow muscle and burn fat at the same time, while also not hating yourself when it comes to looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, oh, I had to eat so much to get to this point, and now I got to cut all this weight and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's completely eliminated. You can follow a system that actually makes you feel comfortable following it, right? So it has to be sustainable if you really want to be able to do this long term. So again, to answer the question for you guys and girls that are just coming in late, should you bulk or should you cut? My answer, don't do either. Main gain, eat slightly under caloric maintenance level, something that's sustainable for you. Make sure you have an adequate amount of protein, carbs, and fats. Train your ass off, do your cardio, and you'll see that it's possible that you'll burn fat and build muscle and also retain muscle at the same time, which is the best of both worlds. You don't have to separate putting on the muscle and taking off the fat and water. That's a process you can make happen simultaneously if you implement what I just said. Okay, so that's it. That's all. That's all I wanted to bring to you guys and girls today. Make sure that whatever nutrition protocol you're following is sustainable so that you can follow it for the rest of your life and continue to make gains. Again, you don't want to like just be in a phase where you're putting on or taking off. That's not sustainable. Like maybe you might get your little results, but after a year, it's like, why would you even do that in the first place? Because nothing stayed, nothing lasted, right? You want to be able to do things that are going to last. Okay, so I'm going to scan through some of the messages and questions on TikTok because I believe I got a few. Then I will look at some on Instagram. Okay, and then I will hop off. All right, and I appreciate each and every single one of you guys and girls for tuning in today and tuning in Monday to Friday, and taking value from what I put out there. I fucking love you guys. All right, so Jack Dawson asks, can you give me some info on creatine? I've talked about this in the past previously, but I'll just give you a little run through again, and then you can honestly DM me on Instagram or TikTok and talk a little bit more in depth about it. But essentially, take creatine. It's one of the only supplements that actually work. Your strength will increase, your muscle will biovolumize, and again, it's worth it. Okay, so long as you're actually hydrated, though, right? 3 to 4 liters of water consistently every day. Take 5 grams of creatine every day. No need to load it. Just stay consistent with your intake and watch your strength go up and your muscles grow. All right, it's a good question. And I'm not going to be reading any silly questions on TikTok. I don't know why I have to say that again, but I'm just going to let you know. Not that I hate you guys. It's just, again, we've got to stay on topic here. Real, what's his name? Says real quote says, or he asks diet. Message me about that because that's actually a long one. He says, what's your workout schedule? You know what? Combine those two questions. Ask me that in the DMs. I'll hit you up, bro. DG, yo, what's up, bro? I see you. Thanks for joining, man. Innocuous says, what's your honest advice for a fat 36-year-old who isn't motivated? My honest advice is this. I mean, you can lack motivation. It happens to me too. I'm a human being, and I'm not even, I'm not fat, as you can see, or if you've seen on my profile, right? I'm probably where most people would want to be, and I still lose motivation to train and things like that. So what I would say, honestly, bro, I really do appreciate you messaging me that and putting that on the live. It takes some courage to do that, to ask that in public. But I would say to work on disciplinary practices as opposed to, operating off of emotion. Because if you don't feel motivated, you're gonna not do what you have to do. Like for me too, like if I were to operate mainly on emotions, and not to say that I don't sometimes, but if that was my main way of operating, I wouldn't be even here to talk to you guys today. I found a way to work on operating more on disciplinary factors as opposed to emotional factors, and the reason why was because I was able to follow a simple system. And when I say simple, I mean so simple it may not even seem worth your time, of just understanding that I got to show up and give myself 1%, just 1%. If I go into the gym and literally do one set of one thing, I did better than if I stayed at home. Right. And then getting used to that mindset, it becomes easier to, add another percent, another 1%. Right. So operate more on the discipline and less on a motivation. Okay. So it's like you don't want to operate emotionally. That's what I'll tell you 1-to-1. All right, bro. So I appreciate that question. Homie says, Vibrant H says, Vibrant Hive says, is sleep important? Sleep is the most important. Our body does most of everything in our sleep. Make sure you're getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Some people get 5, but I recommend 6 to 8 is cool. Hello, I see you, Meatloaf. Vincent, I appreciate the follow. Paul, hey, what's up? Homie says, all this stuff looks like I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Track, thanks for the follow. Homie says, what's your bench press? I don't bench press for numbers. I'm a bodybuilder, not a power lifter. But I've done 315 for a couple of reps. Pec, bounce. No, I'm not doing that. What if you just relax and enjoy food casually? You can relax and enjoy food casually. And again, honestly, depends on what you want to do with your goals. Okay, if you want to relax and enjoy your food casually, that's A-okay. That's perfect. That's awesome. Okay, but what it is that you actually decide to do with your body is going to dictate how much food you can actually enjoy while you're relaxing, right? I honestly enjoy food myself. I eat pizza and all that good stuff because I know it could fit it into what I'm doing for myself and my goals, and it's not going to hold me back. Like, yeah, your relationship with food is important. You want to make sure that you are able to eat what you want to eat, but what you're eating is not holding you back from being healthier, if that makes sense, right? And no, it doesn't sound mean. Don't need to apologize. I appreciate the question. Homie says, do you even lift, bro? I'm just going to leave that there because I think you know the answer. Really sounds disordered. No, it's fine. It's fine. I really do appreciate you asking the question. Eat healthy. Yes, sir. You know what's up. Anton, what's up? Dave, thank you for joining. Rocky, hello. Awesome. Do you like sushi? I love sushi. 4 hours minimum. I don't know what you're referring to there, buddy. Okay, Paul, thanks for the follow. Samanda, hey. You look like a roided up syringe. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Tips for 90 kilograms males, 5'5", never worked out ever. How to start and regime. Shoot me a message, brother. I appreciate you reaching out, but I'm gonna go run off in a little bit. So that's gonna be a little bit of a long answer for me to get to, but shoot me a message in detail of what you've done And I'm going to give you your answer, bro. I appreciate you coming on my live stream to ask that. 4 hours of sleep, my bro. Nah, man. I'd say anywhere between 6 to 8 hours. Your body's gonna need some time at night to rest so that you can actually heal, metabolize the foods that you need to, and secrete all the hormones that you need to secrete in order to grow that muscle. Get your body in a state where you're burning fat and keep it there, so on and so forth, and actually to have the energy to wake up next day to do the gym workouts to your fullest potential. All right, so 6 to 8 hours. If you get 4 hours, 5 hours sleep, sometimes, like rarely, shouldn't hit your or hurt your progress too much, but don't focus on trying to get 4 hours of sleep. All right, brother. You say rice or bread for losing fat. You can eat both, and you can even have pizza and burgers and still lose fat. It's all dependent on your calorie intake and your macronutrient requirements. All right. So thanks for that question. Are you a gangster? No, I'm not a gangster. Damn, I've been doing it for the past few months. So fix that up, man. You want to be getting more rest. I'm going to be going on to Instagram and answering some questions real quick before we fly out. You feel me? Let's see here. Give me a moment. Boom. All right. So she says, my day is going beautiful. Awesome. Well, personally, I guess it depends on the person, what your intentions are when it comes to bulking or cutting. I would argue, Bianca, it's preferences. It's not even a personal preference. The fact is, if you choose to maintain as opposed to bulking or cutting, it's more sustainable and it's easier in terms of a longevity standpoint, right? Bulking, you got to feed yourself to a point where you get sick and then you finally get used to it, only to realize that once you get used to it, you've got to get used to something else because you want to cut down now, right? And that roller coaster plays very, very negatively on your mind. And of course, the image, the differences you see in the mirror also has a negative impact on your mind. Also, your sensitivity to carbs and all the other nutrients changes a lot, and you don't want that. You want to have something consistent, something constant, so that you can have that control over, your body and essentially how your body operates to get you from point A to point B. So I used to do bulking and cutting the old school way, but there's a reason why it changed, believe me. And the only thing I would consider cutting now is getting ready for a show, because other than that, I'm pretty sure you guys and girls have seen, I stay lean almost year round, like pretty lean, more like leaner than the average guy year round naturally, because I maintain. I don't get to a point where I'm super, super fluffy and big and bulked up because there's no need for that. Right. And it took me a while to, but I just started to understand that. So I appreciate that you said that, Bianca, but I personally believe with my experience and the experience of my clients and many other people that are, experts in this industry, that, maintaining is the way to go. It's the way to go. It's more sustainable. You don't have to force feed yourself. You don't have to, feed yourself like a rabbit. It's just something you can keep sustainable and still burn fat and lose muscle at the same time. Why put it on to take it off later and, reverse that all over again, repeat that all over again, when you can just do both of them at the same time, save your own time, okay, and be more efficient. So I love that you said that. Trey Doubles, I see you, dog. Slim John, Gaza, I see you. SD, Sharon, Jake, Genesis, Robbie, Powen, Dilgy is in the house. Jote, what's up? Amaret, Corey, Renzo, what's up? Jazzy, I see you. She says, yeah, bulking is a very troublesome process. Just ask sumo wrestlers, exactly. Right? Powerlifters as well. Jalen, what's good? Bianca also says they have to subject themselves to extreme caloric intakes in order to achieve the weight that they need to be at. And it's different for them because they stay at that weight. However, I'm talking about the average person that just wants to, the average guy that wants to grow muscle, even the girl too that wants to grow some muscle on her booty, on her thighs, whatever. They want to get thicker, but they don't want to stay thick. Essentially, they want to actually get ready for summer. They want to actually look good in the sun. Wear their bikini and feel comfortable, or go, wear the swimsuit and feel comfortable with their abs and all that stuff. So they're gonna have to cut down. It's not for the sumo wrestler or the powerlifter who pretty much stays big year round, doesn't care about actually getting conditioned. This is for people that actually care about getting abs and showing the muscle that they've developed, right? So I love that you pointed it out because it can help me get a layer deeper. Dondre, what's up? What it is? Matt, I see you, bro. Bianca says, even though they train rigorously for hours at a time, they sometimes eat, excess of 10,000 calories. Yep, it's fucking, again, they're a different breed, right? They don't ever cut. They just stay bulking, right? So she also says, and as soon as they retire, they need to drastically cut back on their eating habits to lose weight. At least unless or less they suffer extreme health problems, health effects like heart attacks, diabetes, and all that stuff. And it's true. That's another adverse effect of bulking. But again, they are a different breed because they do that for their sports, sumo wrestlers, powerlifters. They stay big. They don't get big and cut down, right? So this would be tailored towards most guys and girls that think that you need to be in a caloric surplus, then go to a deficit, and surplus and deficit. In order to grow muscle, we need to actually burn fat and grow muscle at the same time while using the main gaining strategy. Kwaku, I see what's up. Matt says, do you watch YouTube? And yeah, if yes, who do you follow? I watch YouTube sometimes, and so many guys I follow, man, I couldn't even tell you. But probably some of the guys that you see, like Greg Doucette, More Plates, More Dates. I sometimes watch Athlete X just for, just to see what he's doing, because I used to watch him when I was a kid in high school and all that stuff. But, I don't spend too much time on YouTube, but I probably follow some of the people that you follow, man. Roman, what's up? Bianca says true, but if you need to bulk up a little bit, you need to bulk up a little bit if you want to shred. I'll give you that one, but not necessarily, because you can do them at the same time, but you are growing essentially. And if you're talking about shred, like getting ready for a stage, you shouldn't be actually putting yourself through that unless you actually do have some muscle on you or some, thickness to your frame. So yeah, I'd give you that there. For sure. Julian, what's up? I see you. Right. Adnan, I see you. Hey, bro. Tuwanch, what's up? Jason, what's up, bro? This one is actually for you. I know you wanted to get an answer on this one. Appreciate it, dog. Sad Shahid says, bro, you look like Chadwick Boseman. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. I appreciate the compliment. Guys and girls, we are at 4:30 EST. That brings us to the end of the live stream today. I'm just going to scan through a little bit of the TikTok comments because I appreciate y'all. And I saw somebody drop some stuff. Says, damn, I've been doing it for the past few months. Got it from The Rock. There you go. So main gaining strategy, right? Homie says, hey, bro, you want likes on this live? Just say yes. Do what you want to do, man. That's up to you. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, it's cool as well. Hey, from Indonesia. What's up from Canada? Appreciate you. Yo, fam, you look like a... Nah. We're not going to talk about crypto right now. Do you ever... Ellie Hustle. Yo, see you, dog. Stay safe out there because, I just want to keep it on the topic here. 4:30 sharp. We are out. Guys and girls, I appreciate you so much for giving your time of day to have, meaningful discourse and allow me to teach you about what it is when it comes to my opinions and my experiences and my practices regarding bulking and cutting. You know what it is. Peace out. It's nothing but love. Bianca says, that's what I've, been saying. Future Black Panther here. Yeah, she said that. She said that first. All right. So guys and girls, we'll be out and I'll be back again tomorrow. You know what's up. We out. Peace.